Civil War. Captain America Civil War is the first film in Marvel's third phase of movies and is the third Captain America movie, but the fifth time that we've seen this character in a Marvel movie. Well, actually, sixth time if we count that scene from Thor the Dark World. That was technically Loki. This movie is directed by the Russo brothers. They are back after what they did with The Winter Soldier, which was a really good Captain America movie. But this time they have a lot more to go on and a lot more characters to use in this film. So this movie is about Captain America's new team of Avengers that happened after Age of Ultron, and they are approached by the government to conform to the government's will because of all the events that have happened over the years with Avengers, Age of Ultron, the thing in Sokovia. And General Thunderbolt Ross comes out of nowhere after like 8 years of like no appearances whatsoever, and is like, we need to put you guys in line, sign this document, and you basically have to do what we say. However, after the events of Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America feels as though, you know, with Hydra being like in S.H.I.E.L.D., that people's agendas change sometimes, you know, because Hydra was secretly in S.H.I.E.L.D., and you know, he likes to answer to himself and his team. However, Tony Stark is on General Ross's side, and he feels after creating Ultron and Age of Ultron, he feels somewhat responsible, and he feels as though the Avengers really do need to be put in check, which causes some major differences between the teammates and Civil War. All right, guys, so this movie, my favorite part of the week. Captain America Civil War is everything that I hoped it to be. Like I said, I love Captain America. I think he's the most grounded superhero out of the Avengers. When Marvel was dealing with their Phase 2 line, honestly, I gotta say, Captain America Winter Soldier was like my favorite movie, because with Iron Man and Thor, we're dealing with a lot of sci-fi elements in movies, and sometimes that unbelievable theme of those movies can like really affect it and kind of make us question the films. But with Captain America Winter Soldier, it was definitely grounded, and it dealt with a lot of real themes, which was why I think it was the most successful out of the Phase 2 films. And with all these sci-fi characters coming in, like Scarlet Witch, Vision, Ant-Man, I thought it would maybe take away some of the believableness from the film, from the Captain America franchise. But I was absolutely wrong. I am so glad that each character was in this film. There was not a character in this film that I felt like was, you know, not needed. I actually felt like every character contributed in this film, especially Scarlet Witch. I honestly thought that she was going to be just a side character, you know, a character that Captain America would need on his team so, you know, they can even the odds. But Scarlet Witch plays a major role in this film. An event happens because of her in this film, and which is why everyone's starting to question whether or not the Avengers should be put in check. I also loved Black Panther in this film. I was rooting for him, even though I didn't know if his motives were necessarily right, if he was like, you know, in the right. But I understood why he was going after a specific character in this movie. And I can't wait to see the Black Panther movie when it comes out in the near future. Another thing with these Marvel films is people question whether or not somebody is going to die in these films. Like, that has been a major thing that people care about with these films, is, you know, whether or not we're gonna see a character in the future or whether they live or die. I'm not gonna spoil that for you, but let's just say that the relationships of the characters is what you should be thinking about. Captain America and Iron Man. There is just so much tension between each of these characters, and it was kind of hard for me to pick which sides that I was on because each character had really good points about the matter at hand. And sometimes I was on Captain America's side, sometimes I was on Iron Man's side, but it was really hard because I saw where each of them were coming from. Iron Man is dealing with a lot of stress because of Sokovia and Age of Ultron. He made Ultron and it caused a lot of destruction. He has that guilt in him, which is why he sides up with General Ross. Captain America, because of the events that happened in Winter Soldier, he has no idea really who to trust because Hydra seems like they're everywhere now. So you understand where these characters are coming from, but regardless, it causes conflict. Let's see, characters with differences. What movie tried to do that this year? Oh yeah, way better than that movie. I'm just gonna point this out there. I also like the Vision in this movie too, because the Vision has a really good response to the arguments that are happening. He states that after Tony Stark came out as Iron Man in 2008, there have just been more and more superhumans, and it's been causing a lot of problems in the world. So he sides with Tony Stark to, you know, bring the peace. That's who Vision is. He brings the peace. And let's talk about a little character that I love, Spider-Man. I was a little scared, but the trailer got me hyped because the costume's actually really good. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is one of the best things in this film. Take the awkwardness of Tobey Maguire and take the quips of Andrew Garfield, put them together, and you have the best Spider-Man ever. The perfect adaptation of Spider-Man to date. I grinned every time when I saw this kid on the screen. I absolutely loved him, and I cannot wait for Spider-Man Homecoming. Another thing that I liked about this movie is it is a Captain America film. It deals with Captain America and his relationship with Bucky. You know, Cap always being there for Bucky, even though there's a lot of eyes on him. Everyone's questioning his motives. So it deals a lot with that, but this movie is also, I consider, an Avengers movie. This movie feels like what Avengers Age of Ultron should have been. And even though it doesn't have Thor or Hulk in the film, I definitely felt like this was a good follow-up to an Avengers movie. I wouldn't have minded if this movie was just called Civil War, but I do understand that there are a lot of themes regarding Captain America and the Winter Soldier, so I understand why it was a Captain America film. I know there was a lot of questioning as to like why that was a thing, because you know Iron Man was in this, there's all these other different characters, but don't get confused. This is a Captain America story. It's also a really huge Iron Man story because this film is going to definitely affect Iron Man in the future and his relationship with Captain America. Like, they have differences regarding authority in the beginning of the film, but once it progresses, it gets really personal. Like, I questioned whether or not if I would see them on the screen again in the future. Like, that's how bad their relationship is gonna be by the end of this film. And honestly, I love how this film is having the team thing, you know, hashtag Team Iron Man, hashtag Team Captain America, because you understand where each character is coming from. I was at a party last night, and there was this drunk girl who was like Team Iron Man. She called Captain America a dick or something like that. I don't know. Like, honestly, I'm Team Captain America, but at the same time, I see where everybody else is coming from. Like, this movie makes you think really hard who is right in this scenario, and honestly, there's not really anyone who's right or wrong. It's just people who have, you know, different opinions on the matter. The Russo brothers did an amazing job with this film. I absolutely love this film, loved it a lot, loved this, I loved Winter Soldier, and even though I was a little upset that Joss Whedon wasn't going to come back for Avengers Infinity War, I am very excited that the Russo brothers are coming for an Avengers film, because I was wondering whether or not they were going to do well with, you know, super enhanced humans in this film. Like, they've just been dealing with Captain America and Winter Soldier in their first film, but now that they were dealing with superhuman people, like, you know, out of this world powers, I was a little worried. But they handled that so well. Even the more grounded characters, they brought a whole bunch of new tech for Falcon, and I didn't think that I was gonna enjoy Falcon as much as I did in Winter Soldier, but oh my god, it was equivalent to seeing Iron Man take out people in the first Iron Man. Like, that's how good his technology is now, and I was like, oh my god, Falcon is so cool in this film. There was a whole lot of characters in this film, and they've stated that there's going to be a crap ton of characters in Avengers Infinity War, but I'm telling you, after this film, they know what they're doing with their characters, and it feels like each character brought something to the table. Nobody felt like they didn't need to be there, you know? So yes, I promote the Russo brothers to directing Avengers Infinity War. So yes, guys, that was my review of Captain America Civil War. Comment down below what you thought of this movie. If you've seen it yet, like the video, share it, and please subscribe to Pixel Talk if you haven't yet for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and gaming content. Also, guys, I know I said in a couple videos that I stated that I was in Tallahassee for my 21st birthday and I was going to vlog a lot of stuff. I did, but there's a lot of footage that I'm trying to figure out if it's appropriate or not. I'm trying to, like, you know, dissect a little bit what to show you, but that video will be coming out on my vlogging channel if you'd like to see it. There is a link down below to my vlogging channel. I'm just trying to figure out what to show you guys because, you know, I got pretty drunk. So yes, guys, thank you so much for checking out my review of Captain America Civil War. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is Pixel Talk.